Hi everyone, this is Avinash, and I'm very excited today, actually very excited to talk about this feature in Google Analytics called intelligence. It's a feature that I'm personally very passionate about, and I think that it's mostly that as we reflect back in a few years' time, I think that this particular feature will hold its small but significant role in history in helping our industry take a new, better left or right turn. Because I think thus far we've been involved in a rigorous exercise of puking data out, and I think that this humble little feature helps us evolve away from being tools that simply puke data out. And it doesn't really matter if you're looking at Omniture or Google Analytics or Web Trends or Core Metrics, it doesn't matter. And so I'm very excited about this particular feature, and in order for you to truly appreciate sort of why it's so cool, let me turn to a elder statesman of the United States, Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. And like him or not, I think that Secretary Rumsfeld had this wonderful quote a while back when he was at the podium giving a press conference, and at that time I think that the audience snickered at him, but I've come to appreciate this quote over time, because to me it encapsulates the massive challenge that we all face in terms of finding insights and sort of making the right decisions. And what Secretary Rumsfeld highlighted is that in life there are the known knowns, and I think that in our world, if you translate it, you crack open Site Catalyst or Google Analytics and you look at the dashboard, and some things just jump out at you because you're expecting them to jump out. You just plunk down $1 million on a paid search campaign, and boom, those numbers are growing up in your dashboard, and really that isn't that much of a surprise to you. So there are known knowns all the times. We take specific action and we can just look at a report, just look at a dashboard, and bam, we know what the insights are. But then there are the things that are known, unknown unknowns, things that we know of, but they are unknown in the sense that we don't know when they're happening or if they're happening and things like that. And if you've looked at my video of custom alerts, I think to me custom alerts, a feature that's available in a number of web analytics tools, including Google Analytics now, is a great way for you to figure out when the known is happening. You really don't know that those things are occurring, but you set up these custom alerts. So in my case, I set up custom alerts for when bounce rates for paid search campaigns are going up, or that when conversions on a daily basis are higher than normal, or when I'm getting more people from Croatia than I might have expected. So all of these, when these things happen, are unknown, but that these things will happen is actually known, and custom alerts is a great way for you to know that these unknowns are actually occurring. Now the third thing is what Secretary Rumsfeld highlighted, is the crux of the problem, which is the unknown unknowns, and these just kill people. I mean these just literally stymie us every day, because we don't even know that these unknown things are actually happening. And as he phrased it, the ones that we don't know, we don't know. And I mean, you can snicker at it, but actually it's very true. Every day as we go about our business of analyzing data in web analytics or in general in business intelligence, there are all these unknown unknowns that we don't know that are happening. And in that case, these kinds of sort of data that gets put out in front of us is very useless, because those things are not very obvious to us. And so these dashboards or these reports, these massive puke of reports that you're getting in Excel or otherwise, is not very helpful in finding these kinds of insights. And yet what we do know for a fact is there are natural variations in our data. Just look at this one trend for one particular metric and see how it kind of fluctuates up and down, and there are those green extremities that you see at the very top, and some pink dots that you see across the middle of the picture there. And these things are actually occurring in the data set. It's just that we don't know that these things are happening. And the idea of intelligence in this feature in Google Analytics was quite simple. It's to leverage the existing body of work around, let's say, control limits. So I've talked about control limits in my first book. I've talked about it on my blog, and how to look beyond the natural biorhythms that exist in metrics and trends in metrics, and look beyond those biorhythms to find insights, or to use advanced statistical algorithms in order to mine the same trends and patterns and highlight data that is more of value to us. And there are a number of these algorithms that are available to us in the world that we can use, and to do lots of different kinds of sensitivity analysis. So we know that at certain levels of risk, we want to know certain number of things, and other levels we want to know other things. And the idea behind using these statistical algorithms and control limits and sensitivity analysis and is simply to find possible causal factors to the trends that are in our data, so we can actually do analysis a lot better than we've been able to so far. And so if we go back to our picture, notice these biorhythms in this data set. What we would do is, at the end of analysis, all this data you see at the bottom, which would help us highlight that, hey, you know what, it turns out that you don't know this, but our goal conversion rate too from the United Kingdom has dropped by a statistically significant amount, and it's hidden in the data. You don't know that, but we're going to help you find it because we've automatically applied algorithms and statistics in order to find this trend for you. And look at this dip that is happening, and you need to go back and figure out what's going on in the United Kingdom when it comes to your data. And that is the beauty of applying intelligence, right? The end goal is very simple. Today you crack open a web analytics tool and there's a lot of data staring at you. You have no starting points to your data. The idea behind intelligence, the crux of intelligence, is to use algorithms, statistics, and math in order to give you better starting points. So when you crack open a tool, you know where to start your analysis from, probably solving one of the biggest problems that we all face as reporting monkeys or analysis ninjas. So rather than looking at data like this, when you log into intelligence from Google Analytics, you'll see data like this. And what you're looking at right under the exact same graph that you saw a slide ago, you see all these alerts get triggered automatically by Google Analytics, and it says, hey, on August 17th, Avinash, you've got 5 alerts, 5 things that are anomalies that we believe you need to investigate in order to find insights in your data. And when you click on that, bam, there you go. There are my 5 alerts. On Saturday, October 17th, time on site for this particular thing changed. Bounce rate for that campaign looks increased by 12%. Goal values in these things moved up and down. And the amazing thing about this is that I actually look at data by metric. That's the view that you have in front of you right now, where you're seeing average, time on site, bounce rate, yada yada yada. I can click on the button next in the middle of the page there called dimension, and I can look at my data like this. So now it's a slightly different view of the data, and now it's telling me all traffic sources, contents. It's grouped the data for me in ways that I can understand it a lot better. Not only is this possible, but one of the cool things that is there in Google Analytics is you don't have to be overwhelmed by these alerts that you get from intelligence. In this case, what you'll notice is that I have set the sensitivity of the alerts at high, and so I'm seeing all the alerts. So in this case, on September 30th, I'm seeing 49 alerts show up in the data, but I can actually go back and say, look, I've only got half an hour today to do analysis, and what I want to do is just show me the most statistically significant alerts, the ones that are most important, 6-7 standard deviations away from mean. So I know that those are the most important things I can focus on. And what you see now at the bottom of the page is the cursor is all the way over here for alert sensitivity. It's set at low, and notice what happened to the alerts. They went from 49 all the way just to 5. And so now what I have in front of me are just the most statistically significant things that I need to investigate. Very, very quickly I can do that, and I can find what were the causes of these anomalies and figure out if those are monetizable opportunities for my business. Alerts are not only available to you on a daily basis, which is what you had seen in the prior screens, but you can also see click weekly on your left nav, and bam, there you go. Google Analytics will automatically actually go back and compare your data to the last 13 weeks, and it's going to look at your data and show you the alerts. In this case, I have set the sensitivity at the highest level, so most statistically significant alerts in the last few weeks. I got one alert from Canary Islands. My goal values increased by greater than 500%, and I can dig deeper into this data and say, what happened here? I can find insights that I can action. And of course, you can also get monthly alerts, in which case your data automatically is compared to the last 13 months of data. So think about the raw amount of horsepower that Google Analytics is throwing at the problem here. It's going back and analyzing 13 weeks, same from October last year to October this year. It's going to analyze all your data, and it is going to find you the most significant alerts here, and you can go and dig deeper into your data set and find the insights. And as you go from daily to weekly to monthly, the kind of alerts that you'll run into will go from the tactical to the huge and strategic. And oftentimes, even in Excel, even with many of the expensive data warehousing solutions that are available from paid vendors, it's really difficult to analyze this much data. And for you to be able to find the insights that you're looking for, now Google Analytics can take care of it for you completely, algorithmically, and automatically. So let me actually show you one of the alerts that I ran into the other day on my own data. And so here you can see I have monthly alerts, and while I have actually sensitivity set at low, which is show me the things that are most statistically significant, on July on this particular date, July 1st to July 31st, actually I see 55 alerts triggered by Google Analytics, and that's a huge number to get triggered. And then if you notice in the top line, look at this blue line up top, and you notice it's not an unusual day. There's nothing unusual happening. If I was just sitting and looking at my normal Google Analytics, Site Catalyst, Web Trends, Yahoo Analytics dashboard, I wouldn't have noticed anything, right? Because the spike, if anything, is over here. It's actually not over here. And yet on this day, all these humongous number of alerts will get triggered on. Well, I can click on that, and now I can, and I'm looking at the data by dimension. I tend to find it easier to start by looking at the dimensional view of the data. You can look at it by metric if you want, and I can see the total traffic, and I can see some alerts getting triggered there. If I dig deeper, just scroll a little bit on that report, I'm noticing I'm getting traffic from all kinds of countries all over the world. It's like, wow, what happened here? And also very positive, by the way. Look at the conversion goal value things. I mean, it's really positive. And then I scroll a little bit more, and what I noticed that in the content section, Google Analytics has detected that this particular post that I had written has gotten it's just throwing alerts left, right, and center greater than 500%. And the interesting thing about this is this alert was triggered in July 2009 when the post was actually written in July 2007. And this is the beauty of using algorithms and statistics to find these insights, because I would never bother to look into my 2007 posts because those are just flying below the radar. I'm not looking at it. It's like I just launched the latest Android phone and people continue to buy the Nokia non-smartphones from my company. Like I would never guess those kinds of things. And if I dig a little bit deeper, it turns out what it tells me is that traffic from referral sources has spiked quite a lot, and what I do now is I have sort of the last piece of the puzzle. It's given me the perfect starting point to do the analysis. I'm going to click on this create segment link. I'm going to create a segment, and I dig deeper into the web data and find that suddenly on some of the top prominent websites, two prominent websites in the world, this post was highlighted as being of value to people who are doing qualitative analysis. And I got a massive spike of people from websites that I had not expected to be in the range of. And that really is incredible that I was able to find that in just a few minutes of doing analysis. And remember again, the top trend didn't highlight anything, and yet algorithmically we were able to find the insights. And so when you start to log into your tool now and you look at the intelligence data, expect to find these kinds of insights that are going to help you truly understand the trends and patterns in your data. If I give you another quick tip, let me just scroll back a little bit. When you start your analysis, move the alert sensitivity all the way to low, and start looking at your most significant alerts on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And as you find the big things that have shifted, slowly move this particular cursor a couple points here, a couple points here, couple points here. And what you'll notice is, as you keep moving the sensitivity, you'll start to see these other alerts show up algorithmically, and those alerts will give you the context that will help you make sense of your most statistically significant alerts. So that's a quick tip that you can use when you log into Google Analytics and analyze your own data. And I have to admit that when I started to use this, my eyes literally fell out of my head. I mean, it's very, very cool, the kinds of analysis that you can do. And I'm so sort of proud that we're moving finally in the web analytics industry from having a lot of data, using a lot of math, to finally using intelligent algorithms in order to automatically analyze data and find trends and patterns. And I have to admit, this is not even done. I mean, what you're seeing here in this video today is just phase one of the intelligence product. I could tell you more about the next two phases, but then I'll have to end up killing you, and I really love you too much to be able to do that. But expect us to keep innovating in this space and truly help transform the way that you analyze data today, and the way that you have been able to not find your unknown unknowns, and the way in which you'll be able to find your unknown unknowns. So go ahead and play with the intelligence product and let us know what you think. Please share your feedback through comments. I wish you all the very best. Thank you.